be okay?
Yeah, so basically, I was like, what the hell? And I went to go check my heater again, and it was not working. Like, I turned it on and no air was coming out, and I was like, shit, I just got this fixed last week. And so I, like, had to call... is that an ambush? Please don't be. No, okay, thank you. Oh, I get initiative. Klep Soldier. So I called him up, and I start talking to this lady. She's like, oh, that's why I don't use it. Okay. I'll just keep using rah-rah. She's like the manager of my apartment, I think. So, I call her up, I'm like, yeah, I got somebody to fix my heater last week, but it's like not working again. And she starts asking me questions. She's like, oh, well, you know, it's like warm outside. So like maybe it's just like too warm for your heater to work. And I'm like, are you serious? You think I'm stupid? You think I'm an idiot? I can tell my heater is not working because it makes sounds. I can hear the air coming out. Plus, if my thermostat's showing like 68 and I turn it up to 75 and it's not going up, I can tell. I'm sure it's not working. I don't know. She started interrogating me about like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, what do you think? I'm dumb? I can tell it's not working. But I didn't, you know. I was just like, yeah. I don't know. I was just like, yeah. I didn't try to explain it, but she's like, all right, I'll put a work order in. She like seemed pissed off to like do it. I'm like, all right, it's not like you have to do it. Just send somebody to fix it. You're getting mad at me. But yeah, luckily I called at like 2 p.m. Although it ended up being a little embarrassing because he shows up and I'm like, yeah, check it out. So I turn it on and it's like hums. And so it was doing that, and it was humming, and it wasn't going on. And, you know, he's like, okay, I'll go check it out. He asked me where my air pump was, which I thought was weird. He's like, yeah, where's your thing? I'm like, I don't know what that means. He's basically asking me where my like little fan thing outside is, that little thing on the side of the house or on the side of the building, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. You guys, I'm renting this place, so like it's my house. Like this is like you guys are the workers that work for this apartment complex. I feel like you should know which one's mine. I don't know which one it is. There's like 3 next to each other, and I figure it's like one for every floor, but I don't know which one's mine. Why is it like, why would I know that? Just weird that he would ask me that as if like that's something I should know. I don't know.
All right, we won.
But then it was embarrassing because like after he'd asked me that and I was like, oh, it's this one over here, I think. The fucking heat kicks on. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? This entire day, like up till 2 o'clock, it was absolutely not working. 100%. It was not working. And now it's just like decided to work and embarrass the shit out of me. I'm like, oh my god. Oh fuck, I don't know if I was supposed to be able to. Am I supposed to be able to get down? Is this a bad idea? Probably. I don't really have any... Oh, you know what? I probably can't use Sue's magic because... that makes sense now. For some reason, her magic isn't working. I think it's whatever this plague thing is, just isn't working. Is this supposed to be able to get on these? Alright. Well, this has gone south really quickly. This place is stressful. I don't like being here. This is not a very chill place to just, like, be. Almost out of magic. Yeah, I don't know. It's just super embarrassing, as you can imagine. And he's like, well, I'll go look at it anyways. I'm like, okay. He's like, well, I looked at it. And he didn't find anything, apparently. I'm like, okay. And he said, he's actually really nice. Although I felt like at first he was kind of like, didn't really want to be there, but... yeah, he said he's like, I'll come back tomorrow and like I'll see if it's like if it breaks down again. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. That's actually very nice of you. So yeah, it's working now though. I probably won't go out again, but it's gonna be really embarrassing if it does, you know. What am I gonna add? What am I gonna do? I don't know. I feel like I need to start investing my attention heavily in what's going on here, because this is getting treacherous. It's not really getting treacherous, it just is treacherous.
Come, power of the universe! Ha! Dragon King Slice!
I mean, there's gonna be a boss up here. We all know it. Holy fuck. Holy fuck,
You're
dude.
no match for me.
Jesus, dude. I didn't realize you were like a fucking... Actually, I guess I did know that he was a fucking legend. We all knew it, didn't we? We were just in denial about it. Alright. Deal with this as quickly as possible. Oh, flame burn 'em.
This'll teach you.
Oh wow, her attack went off faster than anybody else's. Oh no, Justin got an attack in. Yeah, I don't know. We played Phasmophobia yesterday, which is really fun. I don't know. Phasmophobia, I feel like I've kind of played it enough to be like, it's still a fun thing to do with friends, I guess. It's like a fun experience with friends, but it's like, I've played it enough that it's like I know what to do, and it's not an especially like scary game to me. I guess games just don't scare me that much anymore. It's been rare since I've been scared by a game. Demon Am. I could really use some more of those, Alright, this is a big area. So I'm hoping I can explore it well enough. Hello? I might try to use these vaccines after this battle. God. Truly, this is a treacherous place we find ourselves in. I was not expecting this to be as bad as it is. But yeah, like I said, we started playing games with since we started our Discord playing Among Us, we've made a lot of new friends, and my sister has this friend, and we call her Punder, because that's her, like, Discord name. She invited her to the server, and she's, like, really cool, so we were playing with her yesterday. Phasmophobia. It's just fun. We like posted in the Discord if anybody wants to play something, and we just all had that, so we were like, okay. That Discord I feel like is kind of dead for Among Us at the very least. We don't get a lot of people showing up to want to play much anymore in the Discord, but it hasn't been a big deal because we found this other Discord which allows us to like look for players, and every experience I've had on that has been positive, so out of the few people we have that still like keep wanting to play, which is like we'll have like 3 to 4 people maybe, which isn't enough for a game by ourselves, so we can just go over there and play. And it's like almost better because then we get to meet more people and it's like a new experience every time. So I don't really mind. Yeah, you know. It's okay. It's all okay. Where am I? I've lost track of where I was. Can I go in here? Yes. What are these huts? Why are there huts? What's the deal with this place? One of the huts had like gold in it, so now I'm like, now I feel the need to check every single one of them. Oh God. So yeah, it's been cool. We got a new friend. She like gets along with everybody really well, so it's been pretty chill. Like even my sister said, because I talked to her, I was talking to her the other day, and she's like, oh yeah, she fits in with you guys like really well. I was like, she does, doesn't she? She just gets along with everyone, I feel like. Even on the LFG, she's like making friends with like everyone. Just very personable. You know. So we played that for a while yesterday. It's hard to find a lot of games that all of us want to play together. One of my friends has recommended we try to do like some survival multiplayer stuff. He's got a few games he wants to try there. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'd be down. I'm stuck. Be down to try that, I guess, sometime. I don't know. I've kind of been uncertain about it because, like, I've seen people playing Rust, and I'm like, does Rust really work unless you like? I've seen streamers playing that. It feels like the type of game where you just need a bunch of people that like want to like role play and work together. Because I don't know is there a goal in it? It's not. It's just to survive and like kind of take over. It feels like it's heavily role-playing based. Like, you just have to have people that are into role-playing, or else what else are you gonna do? You have to interact with people and, like, start shit, and, you know, I don't know. That's what it is. So I'm like, I don't even know how you get into that unless you just know a lot of people, or you just play with random people. Fuck. Ambushed. That's fine. These guys look like Skeksis. Counter.
All right, we won.
It's down here. Friend. I love that guy, the Chamberlain. This is like one of the funniest characters. Because he's like He's like trying to do this like, friend. Make friends with the Gelflings, but literally not a single person ever trusts him. Like, he did it in the movie, and they're like, no, we don't fucking consider you our friend. you're evil Skeksis, and it's very obvious to everyone. Oh. But he comes back in Power of the Dark Crystal, and he does the same thing. He tries to make friends with these other Gelflings, and they're like, go away. Oh, I love that. I don't know why I've gotten into the Dark Crystal. It's just been a thing. It's just been a thing. I've gotten into it, you know? Soon I'm going to be an expert on the Dark Crystal saga. It's a lot of different things. A lot of different parts. A lot of different moving parts, you know? I've been meaning to watch Sabrina, but I haven't gotten around to watching any more of it.
What a cinch.
Been kind of a deadbeat. I haven't watched like any shows. I finished WandaVision. I caught up with Attack on Titan, and now I've watched nothing. Yeah. I feel like at this stage I might be able to vaccinate. It sounded weird as it. I might be able to vaccinate.
Pretty easy.
I might be able to vaccinate soon in real life, too. Oh, look at that vaccine. It's a sign. We have one extra. Now what are these other things? Are they just gonna go away? This place is weird, and it's getting weirder by the second. I don't trust this, not one bit. I haven't found a single other thing in any one of these huts. I only found one in one of the huts. Some gold. Okay, well, I just confused myself by flipping around like that. Okay, well, there's a thing. Hello. What's up, bro? Who are these things? They seem to not want to talk, but I wonder if they're actually evil. Is there a way to cure whatever this status is? I'm actually going to look it up. I have a manual now, by the way, because I bought the game physically. I can look it up. Alright, this is odd. Okay, whoa, it actually has some maps and stuff in the back. This manual is misprinted. Either that or somebody... No, that's so weird. There's actually a misprint in the manual. It's actually missing exactly the pages I need. For some reason, it skips from 26 to 43. And it says the status stuff is on 38. So I have no idea what this means. That's so weird, but it seems more like a misprint than the pages are missing because it repeats. Pages like 40... Yeah, it's got page 43 through 50... 43 through 50 and then 43 through 50 again. What the fuck? That is so weird. The manual is misprinted. I've never seen that before. I wonder if that's common on Grandia. Maybe that was a common printing error. I'll have to look online or something, because that's weird. But it's missing exactly what I would need to figure out what the hell this disorder is. So... I guess we'll never know. Let's just hope I can use a recover at a save icon and maybe do something about it. I want to move away and then... Oh, what the fuck? Another one? Oh, weird place, weird place. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he said... he was talking about WandaVision, which I liked enough. I thought it was fine. But I can see why people didn't like the ending. Though I guess I probably reacted in a little bit of a bitter manner, because I didn't think it was that bad, and it's like, when people say, oh, it was bad, I didn't like how it did this, sometimes I'm like, oh, well, you know, it wasn't that bad. I thought it was okay. But I overreacted, I'll admit. I overreacted a little bit. Not really. I just said I liked it, you know. I thought it was fine. He said it didn't delve... Well, it's because he said it didn't delve too deep into, like, her... He expected it to delve a little deeper into her sort of psychology during the thing. Which I was like, well, it did. I don't know. I felt like it did that enough. I feel like that was kind of what it was about. I don't know. But he did say he didn't like the ending, and I actually kind of understand. But I was telling him, like, from what they've been saying, they've been talking about, like, what the fuck? Superhero movies and stuff, and how they're, like, kind of over it, because they all, like, do the same thing in the end, and I was like, that's true. It's kind of true. I was kind of sick of Marvel movies as well. I've actually said that on here before. But I liked the overall premise, and to me, it was just, like, the ending was just like, all right, we did the premise, and now we've got to, like, wrap this up somehow. So I guess I wasn't that bothered by what it did. A lot of people didn't like it, and that's fine. But I was thinking about it today, and earlier I was thinking, you know what movie doesn't do that? Because they actually like to, like, Shazam, which is a fun movie. They kind of like the stuff that's more, I guess, introspective, a little less superhero, a little less comic book. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what wasn't like that? Was New Mutants. I was thinking about it, like, I watched New Mutants, and it wasn't superhero-y at all. It was actually a very different sort of thing. And so I asked them if they... I was like, you guys might like this. I told them to check it out. Actually, my friend responded. I totally missed it. Let me look. Let's see what he says. I watched it a while back. It was okay. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't recommend it. That's fair. That's fair. True. True. That's kind of what I thought. If they actually did watch it, like, I don't know. They'd either hate it or they'd be like, yeah, it was okay, but nothing special. That's true. I would also kind of say that, but it's very different, and that's, I guess, the thing I felt like they might appreciate about it. I don't know. I kind of liked it. I kind of would have been interested to see more of that. I mean, I especially liked the character Magic. I think she's really cool. I actually want to read more of her in the comics and see what she does. Because I haven't read a whole lot of Magic stuff. I haven't read anything from Magic. But the only one I have on my list right now is... well, it's actually a series called The New Mutants, and she's in that one. Like, okay. Fitting. So I'll check that out, you know. Okay, I've been here. Have I been back here? We're at the peak. I just want to make sure I look all over this place, so I don't want to miss any. Oh. Wow, there's gold in there. Can you believe it? Any speedrunners out here? Any speedrunners out here? If you didn't know, there's gold in that hut. There's gold. Some gold in this house. Some gold in this house. Certified freak. 7 days a week. It's my dad's birthday tomorrow when we're going to a sort of... it's like a restaurant, but they're known for lager. I guess they're like a local lager place. Brewery, I guess. It's been a little hectic lately with my family members. My mom's been a little bit she's been a little bit upsetting lately. She's been pretty mean to everybody lately. And everything around this like birthday has been kind of chaotic because we planned to get certain things. Like my mom wanted to get a snowblower and then ended up not being able to find a snowblower. And then my sisters had this whole other thing planned, and they were like, well, she said she kind of got involved, and she's like, well, I want to do this, and they were upset with her for doing that. And then she ended up not being able to do it, and then they're like, well, Jesus, now we got to pull together our previous idea anyways. And so it was just like a whole mess. There's a truffle in this house, speedrunners. Speedrunners? Any speedrunners out there? You need a truffle for your speedrun? Man, how would a Grandia speedrun be? I imagine it's not that hard, actually, a game to speedrun. Because it seems to be very quick that I'm getting kind of powered up, you know? Ugh. I'm gonna give this to Sue. Yeah, they put together like a whiskey thing, and they were like, do you want to contribute to this? My mom was like calling me, and she's like, well, you can pay for dinner, and you do that. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, well, you need to give us something for the whiskey thing, and I'm like, oh. Well, now I'm paying like, oh god. So now if I contribute, I'm gonna be paying like $80 for all of this combined, and I'm like, I feel like I can't just not pay for the dinner thing after I agreed to do that, you know? It's like, I feel like I kind of have to do that now. Alright. Well, I just got it back from, or I just finished oh my god, okay. Alright, I will not be intimidated. I just got back from recording, I literally repeated it. I corrected myself, and then I repeated what I said before. What is going on there? Elite Club. I just recorded a... Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble, like... Alright, I'm gonna use Runner, because I want to boost this. Boost that up.
Please protect us.
I just finished recording an episode of Smash Brothers, so at the end of that video, I did mention... Oh, Phoenix learned Crackle. That... I didn't have much time, and I wanted to tell a kind of a story, I guess. So I'm gonna do that here, I guess? Basically... I was playing that, and I was getting a little disappointed. I'm getting a little disappointed with my series and like how I'm doing in it. I've tried a lot of different things to sort of amp myself up for it. Been like, okay, I gotta try really hard. I gotta like not lose my fucking shit after after, you know, a couple losses, but it's been so hard for me to get myself into this sweet spot. I also mentioned, like, maybe I should make the episodes shorter, because 15 minutes I feel like I do all right, and then after that it just ends up going downhill, and the minute I start losing, I get performance anxiety, and like I just lose my shit completely, and I get in my own head, and I don't know how to fix it, because I feel like I can do better, but I feel like I'm just not doing as well as I want to, and it's just been really kind of frustrating for me, I guess. Oh my god. So I started telling a story about, like, this is why I kind of struggle, I think, in general with
Not bad, eh?
you know, I've struggled in the past with, like, sports and anything even remotely competitive, because I feel like I can do better, and then like I just don't have a good way to be consistent and, like, keep myself in a positive mood and, like, believe that I can do something. I just lose it, and it's really hard it makes it much harder when I'm, like, in front of people and actually having to do something, you know? So I've never done well in sports, and I think part of it is, like, if I feel encouragement from other people and they're like, oh, you're good at this, oh, you're so good, you know, then it's easier for me to keep it up, but it's harder for me to, like, just believe that, you know, and just keep it going. I don't know. There's also a lot of things, like, in Smash Ultimate that are different, and I also think the way I'm doing it makes it so I'm not really getting better every episode, because I'm doing a new character, and then I have to readjust and see if I can play this really well, and I would probably be getting better if I just focused on one character instead of trying to do... Why are these guys, like, up here? Burrows? Burrows? And I wanted to talk about, like, my experience with sports and stuff in the past, because it's been not great, and I think that's why. So I was on the cross country team when I was in school. Basically, what had happened was, and this was middle school and high school. I was on cross country. What happened was I wanted to play golf. Like, my parents are like, oh, you should play a sport. You should do some kind of sport or some, like, activity, some physical thing. And I was like, all right, well, I'll think about, like, what I might want to do. And my first thought was golf for whatever reason. I thought golf would be something fun. And it turned out my parents were like, no, you can't do golf. I forget why. I think they just didn't think it was something I would be good at. I don't really remember. They're like, you'd have to buy all this equipment, and, like, we just don't want to do that. So I ended up not doing it, and they're like, oh, you should do cross country. Maybe it was out of season. Maybe that was part of it. My mom, like, sold it to me. She's like, oh, it's just running. That's all it is. It's like, it'll be easy. Which was a complete lie. She has no idea what she was talking about. Cross country might be one of the hardest sports, because it's all about endurance and nothing else. It's like, how long can I keep myself going and push myself through pain? And there's literally nothing else to it. So it's difficult. It's a mind game. It's a body game. It's got everything, you know. So the first time I ran cross country, the first practice, I think we ran around the park, and I think they wanted us to just push ourselves in the first thing. They're like, all right, so we're gonna run, I think it was 3 miles on the very first practice. It was like 3 miles, or it was 3 laps around the park, which I think was like I mean, it was probably 3 miles. And by the, I mean, God, by the beginning of it, I was like, I was fucking exhausted. I was like, oh my God, this is super hard. I was not sure that I could.
Oh, wind, blow them away.
I was so ready to just give up right after that. Right, like during that first practice, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, are my parents gonna make me do this? I was like, I thought they would let me like kind of give up on it, and they did not. So they're like, no, you gotta stick with this. It can't be as hard as you think it is. You know, it's just running. You'll get better at it. And so I kept doing it, but I really didn't want to do it. Like, it was just not something I cared about, not something I felt passionate about in any way, not something I've never had this, like, need to be good at something. You know, this, like, need to beat everybody else, and it's mostly because
Not bad, eh?
I don't know. I just don't have that level of confidence. I've never had that level of confidence to even, like, believe that I can do that. There's other stuff I feel I'm good at, you know, in terms of, like, school. I felt like, you know, I had a decent enough, like, brain in my head to, like, be smart and at certain things and, like, do well in school. Although, again, in school, it was another thing that I struggled to care about a lot of the time. I'm just not that type of person. I much prefer just being able to cruise through the things that I can cruise through, and if I can't, like, pick it up with ease, or if I'm not having fun doing it. Whereas, like, with Smash Brothers with video games, it was something that, like, I played Smash as a kid, and I would play it with, like, the first Smash I played with my little sister, right? And, so, because I liked it so much, I started playing it a lot, and as I was playing it a lot, I got better at it, and, you know, the people I was playing with, none of them probably played it as much as I did, so I ended up kind of being better than most people I played with. And so I just kind of believed that I was fairly decent at it, and I still believe I am, but it's a battle of, like, in my brain, like, kind of believing that when I'm being up against people that are good and know what they're doing, I'm like, I lose confidence. You know, people that are really actually trying very hard and, you know, play at a competitive level, it's very easy to just lose my confidence. But basically with, this is a different area entirely. Basically with cross-country, I tried to stick with it, and mostly it was because my parents... Oh, it's like an alarm. Oh, that's weird. Okay. I really didn't want to do it. I really didn't care whatsoever, and so I failed to achieve, and it was because, you know, I would go to these practices, and I'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna give enough effort to, you know, get through the practice, but I'm not gonna try really hard to win, because I don't care. I don't care about winning. I would rather just, like, get through this and, you know, just be done with it and leave, because I kind of felt like I was being forced into it, you know, which is part of my problem with school, I guess, was like, if I feel like somebody's just making me do something, it makes me really not want to do it. Whereas if it's a decision I'm making personally, then I'll feel differently about it. You know, if it's like, I chose to do this, and so I feel passionate about it, you know. Which is why I liked college a little bit better, although...
Here goes!
you know,
Prepare to die.
I didn't do well sometimes, especially in the classes that they were like, oh, you have to take this many classes in like social
Blow 'em away.
classes. Like I had to take like reading and writing. I had to do a speech class. It was hard for me to care about those, but I really did enjoy the like coding classes I was doing. I was having fun doing those because I was choosing to do them, you know. For the most part, some of them turned out to be really hard. But yeah, yeah, with cross country, it was very easy for me to just, I don't know. I was always trying to find that line of like where people would realistically believe that, you know, I was at least trying. And I would toe that line and be like, yeah, I'm trying, I'm just not very good. And I'd kind of be okay with that and accept it, and, you know, nobody would really try to push me much harder than that. So there were times in cross country where you could, like, get away with just walking, as long as, like, nobody was around. They would encourage you not to, but, like, if I'm like, hey, I ran, you know, 3 miles, they're not gonna say anything. Like, they don't care that much. They want you to try, but they're not gonna try to push you if you're not showing that much interest in it, you know? And for me, like, the races were the worst. So I'd be able to get by. We did some practices that were really tough, like, oh man, there was this one I remember super well, because it was like the worst practice I think I'd ever done. And he basically took us to this hill, and he's like, all right, we're gonna just go back and forth and run up this hill for like an hour or something for the practice. It might have been a few hours. But it's just like, all right, we ran up the hill, now we go back down, now we run up the hill again. And it was just like an endurance test, because that's part of what cross country is like, you have to, it's not just a flat path. Whereas like with track, it's a flat path, but in cross country, they will create like a whole course, and sometimes it'll weave through like the woods, and you'll have to deal with like roots on the ground and all kinds of shit. Sometimes it'll take you across a road, sometimes it'll take you down a gravel path, and there'll be a lot of hills and shit, especially since we're in Ohio and it's very hilly. You know, maybe not as hilly as some places, but, you know, Ohio is a very hilly area. It's kind of, what the fuck? I guess that's just a slope. It's part of it, you know? You have to get good at that. So, like, I understood why we had to do it, but my legs were... There were a lot of practices like this, where your legs just feel like fucking jello, and, like, as soon as you stop and take a rest and you, like, lie down, you realize the whole day you're like, I can't move. I can't fucking physically move right now, because my legs hurt so much. Alright, I can't activate that because it's encased in crystal. Alright. That's really strange. But yeah, the races tended to be the worst because there was this added pressure of, like, performance and, like, having to run in front of people, and this sort of embarrassment you get. I really wish I hadn't gone up this. I didn't think it was just gonna lead me up. Of, like, people watching you and, like, cheering you on, and especially my teammates, and I'm like, my teammates don't think I'm that good. They're not gonna care, like, resistance to confusion. We'll see if we get confused at all around here. You know, but it still like sucks when you're like, you know, they'll cheer for other people. Like, I wasn't winning any popularity contests in cross country either. I don't think I was very popular with those guys because they were very different people. Like, a lot of them really enjoyed it, and like I just didn't. I was a little bit of a like, I don't know. I wasn't a very socially outgoing person. A lot of them were. I kind of kept to myself. I was very shy, very quiet, and I also felt like they were a little bit mean sometimes in some of the things they wanted to do, and they were very athletic people, you know. So I just wasn't any of those, so I didn't feel like I fit in a lot. You know, maybe if I'd made more of an effort, I would have made for. I mean, I surely would have, but I'm talking mostly about high school. But you get to the races, and the races were so stressful. So you'd have to get up early, and I'd be dropped off at like the school, and then we'd take a bus, and sometimes the bus ride would be like hours, and that's why we had to get up early. So we'd get up early, take this bus out to wherever the fuck. And we'd be sitting on this bus for like 3 hours, and I'd just be sitting there like with anxiety of like, oh my god, I gotta go run a race, I gotta go run 5 miles and like finish this race, or it's gonna be really embarrassing if I don't finish it. Like, I can't drop out of the race, I just gotta start and do it and end it and then go home. And I won't be able to go home until I finish the race. So I panic every single time I had to get on that bus. And like, we'd be able to eat a little bit, like there's certain things they'd expect you to eat. Like, you could eat like granola bars and like certain things like that, but you wouldn't be able to eat much else. And then kind of after... What is this place? And then kind of after the... After the race, they would take us to like a fast food place, and we'd get to choose between a few, and we'd go where we want. And that was kind of the reward for having finished and gotten through the day. So
Burnout.
it was just stressful, and I was never in the like, we had a varsity, and then we had a junior varsity, and then we had reserves. And that basically meant, so the JV was still like competitive, but it was like, you're not as good as the varsity team. I think we had like, you would only have a few people, and it was usually the seniors that would be in varsity. But sometimes if you were like really good, you would be able to make varsity on like, as like a freshman or a sophomore. The JV was usually for the underclassmen. And I was never in either of these. I was always in the reserves race. So not only would you, like, you'd have that like long bus ride out there, being able to eat like granola bars and nothing else. And I mean, that alone kind of terrified me. I was like, well, if I eat the wrong things here, like I might vomit, I might throw up or feel sick during this. Even though my stomach is like butterflies and I can't fucking control that. So we'd like sit around, just like waiting, and I'd be wearing this like outfit. I'd have to hope that I brought everything. I think a couple times I accidentally brought the wrong shorts or something. I don't remember. You had to wear specific things.
Heaven and earth.
The shorts were like really tiny, and I was very self-conscious about like how skinny I was at the time, so like I hated wearing that thing. It also sucked when it was like really cold, because it usually took place like in the winter, or like in the fall. Actually, it was kind of a fall sport. So yeah, you'd sit around and wait, and we'd have to wait hours in anticipation of this reserves race, which didn't really matter, but still felt like you were being judged on how good you were. And if you were in the back, you like, it's just kind of embarrassing if you're in the back, you know? So I had to be a little bit competitive, and I think I usually ran a little bit better, but it was hard for me to not just want to give up and like retreat and not care. I just wanted to get through the race.
Heaven and earth.
So Yeah, I think that's where my attitude comes from. It's like this like, it's why I don't like competitive stuff, is just because it's so much pressure, and I don't feel that need to, that deep, I guess maybe I do a little bit, but only because of my pride. Only because if it's something I feel I'm good at or choosing to do and I do poorly in it, I kind of just shut down is what I'm trying to say. Like, I shut down if I'm not doing well and I'm like, oh, I don't care. I just gotta get through it. Just gotta get through it. I don't care that I'm doing bad. And it makes me do worse because I stop believing in that I can do anything in general, and it's just something I've struggled with, something I still have no fix for. It's just it's purely my head, my mind, that prevents me from doing stuff really well. Admittedly, though, it is much easier when, like, there's nobody watching. Like, if it's just me versus somebody else. Like, when I played online Smash 4, it was just nothing but fun, because I was just like, you know, I could just play the game and win, and like, you know, if I start losing a lot, it's like, it doesn't matter. But now it feels like it matters a lot if I'm losing. If I get a straight streak of losses, you know, then I'm like, well, that's not good. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that series, because it's really bumming me out, and it's like, now it's like something I kind of dread recording, and I don't want that to be a thing. I want to enjoy recording it, but I'm not sure how to get there. I can either like not care and just try to have fun, but then it's hard to do that because I see this number and it goes down, and I'm like, God damn it. God damn it, man. I don't know. I guess I also just feel kind of judged by an audience that's not really judging me, and at least not yet. But I do feel like if people were to watch those videos, they'd be like, oh, he's not that great. And that like, I'm just defeat myself by just imagining that happening, you know? I don't know. Whereas I kind of want to be, you know, respected a little bit in that. The thing is, like, with Smash, if I go to parties and stuff, it's a lot easier for me to do well. Because if there's people there that are, like, actually encouraging me, you know, and they're like, oh, wow, he's really good, and you know, I can get that, like, that gratification, it helps a lot, you know? It helps me, like, keep going and keep doing better. Like, I remember, oh, man, one time in college, we were playing Smash in my apartment. I think it must have been Brawl, because Smash 4 was definitely not out yet. It was either Brawl or Melee. I think it might have been Brawl, which is a much different game, I suppose. But basically, I was so confident in how well I was doing. I was like, nobody ever beats me in this game. I just always win. And I ended up creating this rule, because we were in college and we were like 21 at the time, which would have made that, I think I was 21. I might not have been 21, but no, I might not have been. Maybe we weren't. Wait, what am I using? Oh, ups the attack power of one friend. Let's up Fina. I felt so confident in my ability. I'm like, I always win these. Nobody can beat me. I felt so good. I felt so confident in my Smash ability. I was like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We had a bottle of Jägermeister, right? Or I had a bottle of Jägermeister. I was like the only one that drank Jägermeister. My experience with Jägermeister is,
Please protect us.
like, it was the first thing I think I ever drank. The first, like, alcoholic thing I think I ever drank. And I drank it with my friend at my parents' house. And we just got, like, immediately, like, we barely drank any of it. We did Jaeger bombs. And we just, like, passed out. It, like, barely lasted long at all. But it was so much fun. And so I have this, like, love and appreciation for Jägermeister. It was like my first thing. A lot of people hate it. I appreciate it for what it is. You know, it's disgusting if it's, I don't know. Some people think it's disgusting, but I still like it. And it was also one of those things that everybody would be like, "Oh, that's gross. How can you drink that?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I can fucking drink those things." So you can, like, kind of showboat. Be like, I can drink this disgusting garbage. Look at me drinking this disgusting garbage. Aren't you all impressed?
Please protect us.
So I was like, here's what I'm gonna do. Every time I win a game, I'm gonna do a shot of Jägermeister, and that way, like, you guys should be able to, like, I should start doing really shitty, and you guys will be able to beat me. And it was literally a self-imposed thing that nobody, like, cared if I did or not. But I just felt that confident. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I don't know. I felt really confident. And so I did it. But the thing was, like, I won, and then I kept winning.
Not bad, eh?
Even taking shots of Jägermeister, I almost did better. Because I got it. It was a way to, like, keep, like, my inhibitions were leaving me. So there was nothing but my raw ability at the game, you know. So I just kept winning, and I got so drunk that night. It was embarrassing. It was one of those nights where I feel like that was one of my first, like, blackout drunks experiences. I was just that wasted. My friend, one of my roommates at the time, he recorded a video of me, and I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I forget what it was. I was just talking, but I was so drunk in the video that it was embarrassing. I don't even remember what I was talking about. It was upsetting. I've only had a few really bad experience, really embarrassing experience drinking. A handful. Under 10. But, you know, that was one of those things. Like, that's how confident I was. And I feel really confident with friends, and especially if it's like, I don't know. But, you know, it's really easy to tilt me is the problem. It's really easy for me to get tilted doing something. Not hard at all. Anyways, I guess that's my Smash story and my sports stories.
Right,
it's a game I've been playing my whole life, but I don't know. That series stresses me out, and I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what to do about it. Because I could do better. I want to show that I'm good at it, but, like, it's just not happening for me, and it like automatically, like, makes me play worse because I don't believe. I stop believing, and I give up. Oh god, I hate this place. What the hell, man? Anyways, I went to my dad's birthday yesterday, and we went to this place in downtown. I already talked about it literally in this episode. I was talking about going, but now I have already gone, so we're in a different place here.
Please protect us.
It ended up being really nice, but my dad was kind of overwhelmed with the amount of stuff he was getting. And when he put it all in front of him like that, I was like, yeah, wow, they really went all out. I kind of felt like I I did a shitty job, even though, like, I ended up spending $80 altogether. I'm like, wow, I really feel like I really let... Like, I should have done more. I'm like, that was $80. Like, that's a lot. But it's just because of the amount of stuff my little sister got. Where she got this basket, right? She and my older sister went in on this basket. And according to my older sister, this basket altogether cost about $168. So they were paying $80 each for that. But then my younger sister, on top of that, she got him a t-shirt, a DVD, and a recipe book. And also paid for her own dinner as well. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, haven't you just spent, like, you had to have spent over $100, like, at least, possibly, like, almost $200, if not more. She's really making us look bad, you know? But, like, yeah, it was cool though. I'm happy that he got a a really nice birthday. Especially after last year was kind of a shit. Like, because obviously his birthday's in March, so like his birthday ended up kind of happening, coinciding with the lockdown. And so I believe we went to a Chinese buffet, and you know, we could only do so much. I don't even remember what I actually got him. Oh, I did. I got him tickets to go see a play, which never ended up happening because the thing got canceled. If you can, I mean, obviously you can probably believe that. It got canceled, so we never ended up going, and I can't recall if we actually got our money back or anything, but they were like, reschedule it for a later thing, and then I don't know if it ever actually happened. I don't even remember if it ever actually happened, to be honest. I guess none of us expected this, like, lockdown to go on as long as it did, and it's still going on to this day, but his birthday at least was a little better this year. Restaurants are kind of open, but with, you know, restrictions and stuff. So everybody knows kind of how to deal with it now, at least. Everybody's kind of getting better at that. I'm trying to figure out where I should go. I'm gonna go up the red here. Actually, I'm gonna go up this one first. Wait, did this just lead in a circle? Did I just go? Okay, yeah, I did. Oh, I do want to go up there. Where is that? Where is that? Let me try to find that. But you know. Yeah. It was what it was. Oh, it is this one. Oh, I thought... Oh, okay, it looks different down there. That's what I thought would happen. I don't know what that one does. Yeah. I don't know. It was nicer this year. For him, especially. Feel like he might have felt a little guilty though about all the attention. He's like, cause he for sure recognized like how much this must have cost altogether, and he's like, wow, you guys spent quite a lot on me. I don't know. It's nice though, you know, once in a while to do that. I remember like one time for my older sister's birthday, I think I spent like $100-something on tickets to see Fall Out Boy, I think. And it was just because like I got a new job and I'm like, I make money now, so like is Sue just not Like, I'm using Sue's magic, and I feel like it's not going up at all. Let me just double check this, if this is even going up a little bit at all. And then I kind of regretted it afterwards. Like, my whole family was like, wow, well, it was my mom especially that was like, you spent a lot on that. I'm like, yeah, I guess I did. It was just a whim thing. I'm like, I can afford this, and like, it'll be really nice. And then I was like, okay, now I see why I probably shouldn't spend this much on people. It's because, you know, then there's this expectation where if it's another if it's like, you know, my younger sister's birthday, who was like a little bit after that, I was like, well, you have to spend as much, you know, or else it's like, oh, you know, then you're like, well, playing favorites. It's not going up. Why is that? Is there something going wrong here? I don't understand how this works. I'm not seeing how this works. I'm missing something, and I don't know what it is. I was thinking, like, this whole time I've been doing this, if I just use it, it goes up. But now I'm like, no, it doesn't seem to be how that's happening. Maybe that's why Sue's been so low this whole time. Her stuff is just not going up. Justin seems like it's going up, but maybe it's not. Let's just use this. Fuck it.
Slice the car.
Yeah, so I ended up having to spend just as much on everybody else's birthday for, like... And then the next year came around, and I was like, alright, well... probably gonna dial it back a little bit there. Try not to spend nearly as much. But she really liked it, so, you know, it was a nice thing. I felt good about it. But you know. Pirate helm. Oh, he already has a pirate helm, okay. Yeah, so, that's the situation, you know? Well, that looks like it's gonna lead to a different area. Let me just try the, other red plat stairs before... Why did that go back? That was weird. Let's just go down this way. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I got more feedback on, like, what I've been putting out, because it's hard for me to glean, like, what's working and what's not for me. It's hard for me to glean how much people care about the Smash series, or what I should be doing better, what I could be doing differently, if, like, I would be getting encouragement in any way, you know... I don't know. That would probably make me feel a little bit more positive about it. You know, getting that feedback. There's some cool... I feel like maybe I am underselling that series. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, it must be shit. I'm not gonna watch it. It's not... There's, like, at the beginning of it, I feel like it's pretty good. There's some really cool stuff at the beginning that happens, but... I'm just not able to consistently carry it all throughout the episode. So that's the problem I'm running into. Okay, so that's what I got there. All right, now we know where to go. This is pretty straightforward then. So, yeah, you can check it out. I was a little wary of Fox because I know Fox can be a pretty high-level character. I'm not actually sure in Smash Ultimate. This is another thing, like Smash Ultimate, I'm just not sure what what good characters are, but I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Foxes, so maybe Fox is like not that great in this one. I don't really know. Have I been up here? Okay. Which one did I come down? Was it this one? Or was it the other one? No, it was this one, yeah. Okay. Going up the other one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Where I actually feel like my Mario Maker series, I was getting consistently better at it. But I also feel like the reason for that was because I was playing this game a lot on my own, that I got more comfortable with it. So maybe that's really the secret. Maybe that's where I should be... what I should be doing here. Because I'm not doing that with Smash. It's just way too, like...
Here goes!
It's way too frenetic for me to, like, play a lot on my own. I feel like I don't have the energy for it all the time. I'm like, oh, God. I just feel exhausted thinking about it. Because, like, in Mario Maker, I'm able to have a bit of a calm demeanor and just kind of chill and figure things out. Because a lot of it's just like, let me figure out how to beat this level. You know, and not like, oh, I have to fight against a real person and do really well and beat them. And they're trying to read me and I'm trying to read them and I have to outplay them. It just makes the stakes so much higher and it makes it so you have to just try your best, and if you want to compete at the level you should be competing at. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Where are you guys at? What are you guys up to? I feel like there was something I was thinking about today that I wanted to talk about. No, I don't remember. Oh, well, I started reading Shadows of the Dark Crystal, the book series. Started going through that. It's an easier read. The chapters aren't that long. Part of the slog of that Doctor Who novel, The Venusian Lullaby, was that the chapters were really long. And because I was like, oh, I should read like 2 chapters or something a day, it became pretty overwhelming because that was like a lot. Like that would take me over... maybe not over an hour. Maybe over an hour. I don't know. They were long. So it's hard to like commit myself to do this because I'd have to set aside a bunch of time to do it. And I wanted to do it daily. But that game's that book's a lot more of an easier read. But it's been really interesting so far. So I've been enjoying it. I'll get through it a lot faster, and it's different, it's new, so I'm excited about it going into it. I just ran to the bathroom really quick. Well, I didn't run. it wasn't that dire. But I just went to the bathroom really quick, and I didn't realize sometimes when the toilet flushes, like the handle gets stuck in the down position, and then the toilet tank doesn't fill, so the toilet like never stops like filling, and it was just it's been doing that for like probably 45 minutes. Hopefully that hasn't... I don't think it's loud enough to have really picked up on the mic, but it's because I had my headphones on. I wasn't hearing that, so that's kind of embarrassing. It's solved now. We solved the issue. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stuff to talk about. I bought Venom on DVD. Actually, it's on Ultraviolet Blu-ray. Ultraviolet, whatever that is, whatever that plays on. Are there Ultraviolet players? Is that a thing now? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with that. But now Ultraviolet discs are a thing, so I have that. And then I was like, wait, can I play this? But I think it comes with the Blu-ray as well, so I think I can definitely play the Blu-ray at the very least. Yeah, so I bought that. I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. And I'll probably watch Hell House 3, I think, is the other movie. We'll see if that's any good. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? Who can say for sure? What's this do? turns that. Okay. I like this place. This is a fun little, like, puzzle. This is like a dungeon. This is like a Zelda dungeon. Alright. I see. I like stuff like this. This is fun. It beats the hell out of those big open areas that this game has, where you just gotta, like, run around and you're like, oh, have I fucking been here before? I don't know. Something like this, where there's, like, landmarks and shit that I can navigate through. I'm like, okay, yeah. I can do this. This is fun. This is a fun game. I like this game a lot. So far. That's this like green thing down here is like the only thing I'm confused about, because I feel like I should be able to press it, and I'm not. I kind of want to revisit it. I'm gonna go revisit it real quick, and I'm gonna cut that out. Oh my god! Is that an ambush? Fuck, it is. I must not have hit that alarm before, I guess. Man, I can't believe how unbelievably beefy we are. We're just barely taking damage from these guys. Let's use... I want to use more SP. Let's try her Parawhip. I haven't used it, but... I want Sue to get better at stuff, but... It doesn't seem like... Okay, I think her Howl is going up. At the very least.
Now I'm really angry.
Here goes. Prepare to die.
I've been reading some darker comics as well. I'm in that little, like, area of my list where I've got a lot of the, cynical, like, dark ones. So I'm reading, like, Hellblazer and Preacher. Walking Dead's near there, but Champions is after that, I think. Swamp Thing. Oh, Sandman's there. And they can be, it's a little bit of a depressing section sometimes to get through. But I like them. I want to read them. They can bum me out a bit though at times. So that's where I am. I don't have much to say about them. They're just really good. They're like, everybody knows. They're pretty frequently talked about. Hellblazer is the John Constantine one. And then, you know, Sandman, I feel like people talk about. It's more cultish. It's more of a cult classic. We are basic attacking this bitch. It takes place in the DC universe. So like one of the Sandmans I read recently actually crossed over with Constantine, because Constantine's one of the guys that had his this like pouch of sand that he was looking. He has like 3 items he's searching for. It's kind of the premise of the series. He's basically like this primordial figure. He's literally is the he's Dream. His name is Dream or Morpheus. You know, he has a lot of different names. But he's a primordial being, so he's extremely powerful. And so he's able to like move through realms. It's a really weird and trippy series, but very cool. It's written by Neil Gaiman, which is one of the big highlights of it, why it's so interesting. But it is DC, so it does take place in the DC universe. But I always wanted to read it. I read a little bit of it as a kid, and I just wanted to read more of it. You know? Let's try some of these things. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about those. You know, it just is what it is. That's what I'm reading. And, nothing else. Nothing else really to talk about.
Come, power of the universe. Ha!
We did play Among Us yesterday. Oh, I was thinking about this earlier in the day. I was like...
Pretty easy.
I was thinking to myself, like, now that we're playing in this other server a lot of time, there's people on there that just are streaming or, you know, recording and just... You just don't know. Like, it's that there's not any indication to you. Nobody feels the need to, like, let you know. They just do it, and because it's random people, like, it's kind of an expectation that that's something that's possible. So, you know, if you're uncomfortable with it, you could probably just not play there. But I'm fine with it. I have no idea how many people's streams I've been in or anything, you know. I could have been in a lot of them. I don't know. But I think my friend, I was playing with him, and he's kind of been streaming a lot lately, so I feel like he might have been streaming. Yeah, I don't see any way to deal with this, so I'm just going to not deal with it. I don't know what that's about. Let me just get back to where I was. Okay, well, that was actually really quick. Alright, what do we got over here? Oh, another save point, okay.